Hi, everyone. It's Melanie Fraser here from the Halton Hills Chamber of Commerce, and we're bringing another spotlight, member spotlight to you. We are so excited today to be speaking to Brett Rogers with HR Covered. So some of you may not know that we brought on a new Affinity partner this year. HR Covered is a HR solutions firm, and boy, do they offer a whole treasure trove of resources for our members. So I'm going to throw it to Brett to tell us a little bit about how they can help you solve your in-house HR issues and make doing business a little better. But Brett, I want to say hi and welcome you to our Member Spotlight feature.
Thanks for having me, Melanie. Great to be here.
So you and I met at a conference this year, and I know that HR Covered has been working really hard to provide solutions through your chamber partnerships to small and medium-sized businesses to help them be compliant with HR regulations in different provinces and helping them, with that amazing library that all of our members have access to. Can you tell us a little bit about the background of the company and then, what you're trying to do by partnering with chambers?
Absolutely. Well, we support small businesses across Canada and not-for-profits. And with our partnership program, we wanted to have something where we were putting value up front, regardless if one of your members decided to purchase our services or not. So that's been our strategy with the HR Hub, with the Compliant Policy Manual. As a company, we were started during COVID.
Oh,
And now our founder, Matt Telford, he co-founded HR Downloads back in 2008 and was there for the first 7 or 8 years, which is now a British company and owned and the largest in Canada. We had to pivot, both him and myself, just with the challenges of COVID. And we wanted to provide small businesses, with the support that we knew they needed, especially during COVID. There was a lot of unique challenges that were going on with people working from home that most businesses were not, used to or knew how to navigate.
yeah.
So that's kind of where we began. But like in total, we've been in the HR game in some way or another since 2008. But HR Cover's been around for 4 years now.
That's great. Starting during COVID, kudos to you. I mean, if you can survive during COVID, you can survive during anything, right? So tell us a little bit about the Info Hub, because that's literally my favorite thing that I get to tell our members about. So, just to keep our members up to date, all of our members get access to this amazing library and hub of resources. So tell us
Mhm.
what's in there, and I'd be curious to hear what your most downloaded item is.
So the HR Hub document library contains over 1,000 different documents, policies, forms, job descriptions for all common law jurisdictions in Canada, which is just a way of saying not Quebec. Quebec is a civil jurisdiction. We have a company in Quebec called ExactRH, but it's very different in that province. So any of your members can go in and they can register and download any documents that they want, any policies that they might need. So as an example, they want a anti-bullying policy, or they want a some sort of HR form for being sick or something like that. So that's all there. On top of that, we have all of our educational resources, and that's something that we're trying to build out more. My background's not in HR, it's in media. And so I host the webinars now. We do a webinar every 2 or 3 weeks. All the webinars live in our HR Hub. And it's just a great way to provide educational value to stay on top of what's going on, but to also, we have like a 40-minute Q&A in our
Well,
webinars. So like yesterday, we did one on managing sick leave, which is probably the most popular topic, or one of them, because it's really very complicated, and a lot of businesses don't know how to deal with things like if someone's on short-term disability or long-term disability, or when you can, do certain discipline items if you think someone's trying to bend the rules, and when you can't because of the Human Rights Code and all these different laws that are set up to protect employees. So,
yeah.
big picture, the HR Hub's really there to support businesses to help lower their risk and become educated.
I love that. And because we hear from our business owners, we have a lot of small, and micro businesses within our membership. they just don't know what they don't know. They are running their business because they're good at what their business is, but they're not HR professionals, and nor do they have time to become them. But they want to be good people, and they want to make sure that they're giving fair and valuable efforts towards their employees. So I feel like the Info Hub can really help people do that and make sure they're compliant. And I love the webinars. I think that's a great idea for people because then they can watch it in their own time. And oftentimes I would bet the questions that are asked are ones that everyone else is thinking already.
Yeah, like the thing with HR, especially for small business, is that, it's not rocket science. But if you're not an HR person and you're running a business, you really don't know how to handle a lot of things. Like if someone's going on maternity leave, if someone hasn't showed up to work, if you think someone has a substance abuse problem, if you think there's an inappropriate relationship going on, there's also many things that come to us all the time.
Yeah.
And we try to support businesses so they have that information on top of the HR hub. So when we originally launched our partnership with Halton Hills Chamber of Commerce, the hub was, the centerpiece of that. We've added on now the compliant policy manual. Uh, all those documents, all those policies in the compliant policy manual live in the HR hub. So they're all there. You can go and download them all.
Yeah.
The advantage of the compliant policy manual is that we'll put together your manual free of charge, and that could be anywhere from 75 to 95 pages with all the legally required policies that you need in Ontario,
Yeah.
and then also all the policies you should have to protect yourself and your employees.
That's
So
amazing.
it takes the guessing out of it,
Yeah.
and it takes the access to the hub one step further. And we did run it as a promotion, but now we've decided to integrate it into our Affinity partnership program moving forward.
That's super. Thank you so much. So let's talk a little bit about, beyond the Info Hub and beyond the webinars. So I'm a small business owner. What can I come to you about? So if I have someone call me and they're having challenges, and it goes beyond what's in the Info Hub or in the compliant or in the manual, what kinds of things can you help our businesses with?
Sure. And I'll just say, if you already have a relationship with an HR provider, great, right? Like you're in good hands. We really, there's so many businesses though that don't have that in place, and that's where we see the opportunity to help. So we can do everything from legislative training in Ontario. There's 4 required trainings that you have to provide your staff. So we provide that. You can track who's done what, when it expires. We do unlimited HR, which includes, providing templates for your employment contracts, unlimited advice, for a very, very low price, and all of our services as well coming 1 and 3-year subscriptions.
Okay.
With the 3-year subscription at 20% the discount compared to a 1-year, and plus the cherry on top for the chamber is that for our core services, if they buy a 1-year, we'll add a 13-month on for free. And if you buy a 3-year, we'll add 3 additional months on for free. So that includes
Oh,
legislative training, unlimited HR, occupational health and safety, and unlimited legal, which is a employment law service we offer.
I feel like that 3 years is a no-brainer, right? To know that someone else is looking out for all of those things so that you don't have to scramble in your notes to look for who's taken the training, who needs to take the training, and then have the proof for that to happen. That's great. What great news. Thanks for doing that for our members.
Yeah, for sure. And it's what we find the 2 most popular services are legislative training.
Yeah.
And just to put it in perspective, if you're a company under 20 employees, which is the majority of our clients, that's $495 a year on
Oh,
a
wow.
1-year.
Yeah.
And unlimited HR, which is employment contracts, custom documentation. So if something's not in the HR hub and you need something put together, that's included. And then also unlimited advice for the entire year, and that's $14.95 on a 1-year. So we really try to make our services transactional.
Yeah.
So once a business owner knows, hey, I don't have these things in place, I probably should be legally compliant. I probably should have access to advice when I need it. I probably should have proper employment contracts, which is a big one. We really try to set ourselves up so it's not a painful transaction for them. It's more like, no, I feel good knowing I have this support, because I always say HR is not a problem until it's a problem.
Yeah.
right? You might have been in business for 20 years and be like, I don't have employment contracts. I'm fine, right? But then it
Until
just takes,
you're not.
yeah, and then, like something that could have cost $1,500 to, fix properly could become something that is 10, 20, 30, thousand more than that. And it can go up too, depending on how long the person's been there and what's actually happened.
Yeah, I think it's not only the cost, it's the distraction from running your business when you've got something like that. And then just beyond the employee and HR, you know, issues that can arise, there's also, the ability to attract great people to your team because when they come in, they see that you're compliant with everything. Then your staff and your team feel safe and they know they're well taken care of, which, shortcuts a lot of bad things in the future as well when they know that their employer has their best interests at heart. So I'm so I this. I As soon as I heard about this partnership, I jumped right in because I thought that it would be able to solve a lot of problems for our members. So I want to encourage all of our members to reach out to HR Covered. Definitely use the info hub, poke around in there to see if there's anything that you can use. But if you're not sure, I'll make sure to have your contact information listed below the video. This will live on YouTube and in our website. We'll include it in our newsletter as well. Who would you recommend that they reach out to should they want to start a partnership with HR Covered?
Absolutely. So you can just email partnerships@hrcover.com. So that goes to me and the partnership team.
Yeah.
And just put Halton Hills Chamber of Commerce in the email
Okay.
title. That's the easiest way because everything that we've set up for this partnership is customized for the chamber. So there's a customized URL for logging in and to ensure that you're getting all the benefits for being a chamber member.
That's awesome. Well, Brett, thanks so much for joining me today. I think that anyone who doesn't take advantage of this is crazy. So I want to wish you the best of luck with the business in the future, and we're just so grateful for everything that you've done for our members. So thanks, and thanks for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.